So you grew up watching the cartoon M.A.S.K, and now you want to build a Matt Trakker helmet. Well, let's do this. Here we go.
Arizona's arcade heroes.
Welcome back to Arizona's Arcade Heroes. Now this is going to be an awesome build, you guys. A lot of people grew up watching the episodes of the cartoon series M.A.S.K. Now this is one of my favorite TV shows. I actually played with the Condor, the bike that turned into the helicopter, pretty much regularly. I think when I was about 9 or 10 years old, but guys, this just brings back a lot of nostalgia. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be building a Matt Trakker helmet. Now Matt Trakker is the main leader of the M.A.S.K crew, and guys, there are no templates for this build anywhere online. I searched high and low for several hours, and you cannot find this on any of the building sites, on Google, nowhere. I saw one person on the RPF, which is the role-playing fandom site, who did have some builds, but they were all custom. So I am going to fabricate this mask completely from scratch. We're not going to be using any templates whatsoever. And guys, I've been building stuff like this for about 7 years, so I'm going to put some of my skill to the test here and see if I can make this happen. So, you know, a lot of people are wearing masks right now, and I did a tutorial on how to build a Mortal Kombat mask, but this is a full over-the-head mask from the TV series M.A.S.K. So let's do this. Here we go. Alright guys, to start off this build, I went to Goodwill and found this paintball mask. I feel like this is a good start because it has the lenses that you need, as you see on Matt Trakker's helmet right there. So we're going to use this as our base. I did find mine at Goodwill, but I'm sure you can find one of these on Walmart or Amazon.com fairly inexpensive. The next thing you're going to need is some foam mat set pieces. There's a 4-piece anti-fatigue set you can get at Harbor Freight online for $9.99. You're also going to need a Sharpie marker and an X-Acto knife. So to start things off, I wanted to create the shape around the front of the nose area, or the front nozzle area on the helmet. So I created this shape to kind of put on there, and then I went ahead and took an old Iron Man helmet that I had and cut it in half so I could use the back half for the helmet. Now we're going to apply some contact cement, which is going to be your main source of glue for this. Now you can see I've attached the nose piece on the front of the Iron Man with the lenses to give us a good start. Now the next thing is I need to create the shape right above the visor, so I went ahead and contact cemented these pieces of foam together about 12 inches across with the short nubs on the side. We're going to attach those, and you can see on the inside I am using hot glue with a little bit of Gorilla Tape to reinforce everything and hold it to the helmet and the lenses. Now here's our first fitting, and you can see everything looks great, so we're right on track. Let's keep on moving on. Now you can see I've got some of the trim on the back going around. This was fairly difficult to put on. I had to hold that in place with hot glue to get it to stay. Now we're going to work on the shape inside the nose area, so we're going to put that down and trace out our shape and cut that out. And then we're going to go ahead and contact cement that onto the inside of the nozzle area. Now we're going to have to do the details, so I went ahead and got some 3mm foam from Walmart, and we're going to put that piece down and cut that out, and we're going to cut that into kind of a ladder shape and overlap those to create the trim on the front of the helmet. Now all you have to do is overlap it just slightly on each piece, and you can use hot glue or contact cement to attach those to the front of the helmet. Now, to get the tubing around the bottom of the helmet was a little bit trickier. I had to go to the dollar store and buy this soaking hose. On this stuff, I bought the soaking hose because the green hoses are a little bit too slick to attach paint to. So what we're going to do is cut this into small pieces and align the neck piece with this tubing, and then we're going to reinforce it with some hot glue on the inside to keep everything in place.
Alright guys, so as always, one of the most important steps here is going to be coating this with multi-purpose rubber coating Plasti Dip. Get some black Plasti Dip, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shake this up, and then we're going to just start hitting this with Plasti Dip on the whole thing. And this is going to seal all of our cracks. You see, we've already got those coated in with the filler on there to make sure that we don't have any extra little cracks on it. But I'm going to go around and cover this whole thing with Plasti Dip, and then we're going to come back to this once it's dry. We're going to take a look at it, okay? So here we go. Alright guys, so now we're going to hit this with some Rust-Oleum satin granite gray colored, and this is actually a primer and a paint. So I've already hit it a little bit with this, but as you guys can see, we're just going to do nice and easy back and forth strokes here to give it that gray undertone. And this is going to primer over all of the Plasti Dip. That way we can go in with our red and our maroon and highlight this guy. But there we go guys, we're getting close to being done with this. So first the Plasti Dip, then the gray primer. Let's move on to the next step. So for this we're going to use a couple of different acrylic paints from Walmart so we can hand paint the details on there. I've got some black, some metallic red, and some maroon. So we're going to start off by painting the trim this red color, and I'm just going to hand paint this with several different coats. The visor above, the piece above the visor I should say, and also the trim that goes around the back, and then the tubing around the neck all need red and maroon variations on there. So we're going to put that on there nice and smooth with several coats. Now you can see it's coming along nicely. The red trim looks pretty great. And then we're going to go in and we're going to actually add a little bit of black trim underneath some of the details to give it that shadowy highlight effect. Also around some of the details on the helmet itself. Alright guys, so I'm not quite ready to reveal the whole mask just yet, but I did want to let you know that one of the most important steps of this, again, is to coat this with Krylon clear glaze. You can get this for about $5 at Walmart or on Amazon. I will show you the back of the mask just because what we're going to do is we're going to coat this thing with a lot of Krylon triple thick just to give it that nice heavy duty coating on there. You can see right away when I do that it gets that nice shine. So I'm going to spray this whole thing and we're going to move on to the next part. Here we go.
Alright guys, so here you have it, our Matt Trakker M.A.S.K helmet, custom made from scratch. Now all in all, this took several hours to complete between building and painting and finishing up, but I'm very happy with the results, so thank you again for watching Arizona's Arcade Heroes. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below, and as always, please like and subscribe to the channel, that is much appreciated. And guys, thanks again for watching. This was an awesome build. I look forward to wearing this thing all the time. This is Arizona Arcade Heroes. I'm out of here.
Jerry, video games are the latest craze to sweep the country and most of the world, too. Millions of people are addicted to hours of gazing at electronic images on game screens in arcades and in their own homes. What makes video games so popular? Well, we search for an answer as we begin a special series on Video Fever, games people play.